Welcome back to Transmission. Trans people love to talk. Here's what they have to say.
Who's given you the most support on your gender journey, and how did they help?
Probably my girlfriend now. Was my friend when I first came out, and she's just like when I'm anxious or scared or upset about anything, she's there and can just talk me through things and help me to make decisions or figure out what I need to do next. So, yeah.
Who's given you the most support on your gender journey, and how did they help?
Definitely just Eleni, my partner, and yeah, she's just helped by being just fantastic and amazingly supportive, and just, yeah, kind of just pulled me out of some really bad places and helped me get through everything.
That would be my mother. She's helped me out tremendously. She's come out for me to people that I didn't particularly want to come out to. She talks to me on the phone constantly whenever I'm having a particularly bad day, or I've just been through a really troubling experience with transgender stuff. She always manages to cheer me up and just, help me see the brighter side of life.
I guess I'm in the fortunate situation of being married 42 years ago next month, and my partner Janice and I have gone through my journey together, and we've got one of the few legal same-sex marriages in Australia.
I'll get kicked if I don't say my partner. And that's probably true. And then other trans men that I've met, to finally have community is really good. It's so helpful. I did the first 2.5 years not having known another trans person in the whole world, male or female. And it was great to meet someone else and just eyeball that I'm not the only one. There are other people out there. So, just my mates.
Probably my mum. Or my family in general. I think it's unfair to just list my mum, but...
My partner Mike. Just by kind of being really solid, I suppose, they were able to shift from being in a gay male relationship to being in a queer relationship, and not sort of being too worried about sort of how that might, affect them or whatever. So they've been incredible.
The most support I've gotten personally has been, apart from people in the trans community themselves, has been from a few really great friends of mine who happen to be non-LGBT people who have just been very supportive about when I've opened up to them, and they've shown me that they're true friends, and that friendship, real friendship should last forever.
I would have to say my sister. And a very, very close friend of mine who I was in a relationship with. Both of those have helped me in just allowing me to talk.
Probably the most support has been my family, like my mum and my sister. They, did things like bought clothing and stuff like that for me, and just loved me, I expected to get thrown out of my house, and I didn't. And they just, the whole time, quickly adjusted to my name, quickly adjusted to using correct pronouns, and just wanted to be part of my life. And that made such a huge difference for me.
That's so lucky. I've gone off the script, but you're so lucky.
I think probably my partner at the time, was very, very supportive, Camille, and I think it's hard for a partner of a trans person when they're transitioning, especially medically with hormones, because I did, and I think some people do, you tend to get a bit self-centered and a bit focused on yourself. And I think that can sometimes cause a bit of a dynamic where in a relationship it's more about the person transitioning rather than the person who is the partner.
Who has given you the most support on your gender journey, and how did they help?
I think the biggest person who's given me the most support, which I actually met her only just before I transitioned, is my partner. She's been absolutely fantastic throughout the whole journey. She's supported me 100%. She's counselled me whenever she can, helped me to realise that I am who I am and there's no other way I could be. So she's just been amazing.
I've also found that even just what I'm studying in philosophy has been incredibly powerful for helping me work through my journey. So I can list people like Hegel and Simone de Beauvoir in that as well.
To be honest, being one of the founding members of the FTM Shed, I actually found it was my first experience of meeting another transgender person, and since organising the Shed and meeting more trans people, it's been a really good support for me, so yeah.
Probably an ex-girlfriend or my best friend, Sim. I guess being there for me and being patient when T made me a little bit irritable and getting used to it all, sort of being patient and being there for me and telling me like if I was sort of like being inappropriately irritable or, you know, just, I guess, yeah, feeding back to me my behaviour and, yeah, things that you don't notice because you're so caught in your own head because, yeah, it's puberty. Pretty self-centred time, but that's normal.
Julie Peters, the Victorian trans guru, pioneer, great sense of humour, great support as a person, just as I was at that point of realisation that I needed to live full-time a few years after starting to come out. And just as a role model, as an advocate, of course, amazing.
Who has given you the most support on your gender journey and how did they help?
Probably my dad, to be honest. My dad is also a male-to-female transsexual, and she just sort of helped me a lot right at the beginning when I didn't know who to talk to, and sort of helped me through the medical process, which can be tricky sometimes. So, yeah, thank you.
Gee, that's
Thank you, Mum. Second mum.
That's really lucky having a dad/second mum like that, I tell you. That's very unusual.
I know it sounds really cheesy, but it really has been my crew. From roller derby, I've made some really significant life changes because they're people that really just accept you as you are. So I've made dramatic career changes and all sorts of things because I just had all these really inspiring and empowering people around me saying, do what makes you happy.